Okay, hi, we're back, and now we're gonna tell you about how a synthesizer produces a realistic sound.
Yep, that's our topic. Yeah.
Okay, first I'm gonna tell you a little history about synthesizers. In the 1950s, that's when synthesizers was first produced, principally in the United States. In 1960, like synthesizers were attached to computers to generate better sounds through the different computer systems. And by the 1970s to like now, this decade, synthesizers have been used by different composers to like create popular music, and it's a very useful tool in today's music. Okay, and how the sound is generated from a synthesizer is that there's a thing called oscillator in the synthesizers that generate this waveform of sound, or generates a waveform of the sound, and the waveform itself is just a sound wave that contains amplitude, velocity, all that physics stuff. And Albert here is going to relate this to all the physics things.
Okay. Hi. Okay. I'm describing the physics part, like how a synthesizer produces realistic sounds. I'm going to relate that to physics. There are 5 areas in which it relates to physics, which is in frequency, amplitude, intensity, quality, and velocity of sound. Okay, first of all, a sound wave is a longitudinal wave, which means it goes like this. It's kind of like a sine, line. It's kind of
X.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Anyways, okay. Dealing with in the area of frequency. Okay. Oh yeah. Higher the frequency. This is in general. Higher the frequency, the higher the pitch. In sound, and the lower the frequency, the lower in pitch. That deals with frequency.
Tell about how the frequency is like the molecule.
Yeah, that's amplitude. Okay, amplitude deals with the molecules and how air molecules, the compression of them, how the harder they hit the eardrum is the louder they are, and each amplitude is from each it's kind of like the sine graph, like when it goes up like this. So like one period is like an amplitude for sound. Okay, dealing with intensity. Intensity deals with like the distance at which a sound can be heard. So that means that's actually like the loudness of it. So the farther you are, the more intensity it has, the more clearly you can hear it from a farther distance. Okay, quality deals with the quality of sound, which is like any 3 instruments like violin, piano, and let's say a pitchfork. Let's say they all have the same frequency, all have the same amplitude, and all have same intensity, but they all have different qualities. That's what separates each sound, because they have all different qualities. And the velocity of sound. Velocity of sound is measured in waves per minute. Frequency sound is measured in waves per minute. And that's the speed at which the sound reaches you. Like sometimes the sound, if a car is honking a horn and it's like far away, it sounds kind of low because the velocity is it's farther away, so it takes longer to get to you. And as it gets closer, since it's closer to you, it takes shorter. So that's why the sound changes as it goes by.
Yeah, another example is that let's say you can see a person dribbling a basketball down the street, and since he's really far away from you, when the ball hits the ground, you don't hear the sound, but sometimes when the ball bounces up, that's when you hear the sound. So that's just an example of what you're saying.
And it just takes if it's farther away, it takes longer to get here because it has to travel over a period of time. Yep. So that's all it deals with.
And to wrap up everything, those characteristics of sound he was talking about are found in a sound wave that's basically generated from a synthesizer. So a synthesizer generates that sound wave, and then the physics of it was what he was talking about.
Yeah, and the different types of synthesizers we showed as in Circuit City. We showed you the keyboards, which is a type of synthesizer. Synthesizer is in the keyboard, and we went to the Asia One radio station, which was a sound box. Well, not a sound box, soundboard, yeah, or a control panel, which also the synthesizer is in the soundboard, and yeah. Okay, well that's our project. I hope you really enjoyed it.
We spent a lot of time on
a lot
this.
of time, so we hope we get a A plus. We better
it'll
get
be
it.
really nice because I have this cold and
Yeah, gee,
suffering really.
and we
bad.
tried so hard, and I just wish that you'd really sympathize for us, and yeah, okay. Well,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Bye.